What if your sports training could be analyzed with the same precision as the top world athletes without needing an entire team of coaches? Well, that's exactly what SportAI is making possible. Today, I'm joined by Lauren Pedersen, the CEO and co-founder at SportAI, to explore how AI and computer vision are reshaping the way we train, analyze, and even choose our equipment. If you're into sports and technology, this episode is for you.
Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going great. Friday afternoon.
Perfect. Nothing can be better than that, right?
Nothing can be better at that.
Except maybe sports and AI.
Well, yeah. Now you're talking.
Now you're talking. Could you please just give me a little bit of introduction to who you are and what you're doing?
Yes, sure. I'm Lauren Pedersen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of SportAI. I'm from New Zealand originally. Grew up playing a lot of sport. I was a black belt at Taekwondo. I know, but I really,
Okay.
so you got to behave yourself here.
Yeah.
But tennis was really what I got into. So I ended up playing college tennis in the US.
Nice.
And started working in large advertising agencies in New York and London. And along the way, met my lovely Norwegian husband who convinced me to come over to Oslo.
Norwegian guys.
Norwegian guys, exactly.
What can we say?
And then I started working with Norwegian tech companies, startup, scale-up tech companies, which led me to now be in the situation where I could be a co-founder in my dream company, SportAI, which is combining my passion for sports with my experience in building tech companies. So that's what we're here today.
Yeah, and what a name.
What a name, huh?
Lucky that it was available.
Well, absolutely. We did have to work a little bit for that.
Okay. I think it's a job well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, could you just please tell us a little bit about what's the vision behind SportAI?
Yeah, SportAI. So we're really focused on technique analysis in sports and democratizing access to great technique analysis and coaching. Because today, or up until now, technique coaching in sports has been very sort of objective, expensive, and unscalable. So if I take a tennis lesson or a golf lesson or whatever, anywhere around the world pretty much, it'll cost, say, 1,000 kroner or $100. Yeah. And I might have a great coach, but if I had 3 or 4 good coaches looking at my serve, they would all give different feedback and there'd be no data to back it up. And this is kind of the same if you're like watching TV, maybe you're watching the Australian Open or Wimbledon. Of course. Yeah. You see a lot of data and statistics and things coming in to engage users. But when it comes to technique analysis, you're totally reliant on the commentator's own subjective opinion. And that can be kind of wildly sort of varying. And what we've realized is that now with the advancements in AI and in particular computer vision and machine learning, we can now analyze video and analyze technique analysis and give immediate feedback and analysis to players on how they can improve their game and to commentators and to coaches and all of these others in the industry. So it's a really powerful technology.
Yeah, I watch a lot of tennis, of course, and when you see the Grand Slams, they have this emphasis and they have a lot of data, as you say, where the ball bounces, how much spin there is, and then everything like that. But that's all about the ball.
Exactly.
So you are now taking on the task of looking at the people, at the players.
That's exactly right. It's understanding movement and being able to analyze movement and how it varies from player to player to get to the best result. So I think, up until now, to get really good, accurate data on body movement, you've had to have wearables. So you've had to have sensors actually on the body, which is of course extremely impractical on a everyday basis. It's okay in a lab, but on an everyday basis, it's totally unscalable. But now, with computer vision, it's almost like every pixel on the video becomes like one of those sensors. So we can track every pixel kind of on the video and manage to understand what's happening in the body movement. It's really fascinating.
I've got some exciting news. We have a new sponsor and partner, K33.com. Bitcoin is making waves again, and if you caught our episode with Torbjørn Bull Jensen, CEO of K33, you know why. If you're looking to buy, sell, or store cryptocurrency, K33 is built for you. They offer market-leading prices, top-tier liquidity, expert insights, and outstanding support. I recently became a customer myself, and it's simple, transparent, and secure. No hidden fees, no surprises, just the best paid price on Bitcoin. As K33 puts it, it's the final price on Bitcoin that matters. So if you're considering crypto, check out K33 tennis.com, the new gold standard.
It's for me that also play a lot of not just tennis, but every other sports also. I know that there are small details that can improve you a lot.
Yeah.
And with this kind of technology, I think it's easier to get that message across, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's so many sports where athletes go out there and they practice over and over again an individual technique. So it could be a swing in golf, but it could be a free throw in basketball or in baseball or cricket or whatever. These individual movements that we try to train and perfect. And that's something that we can now really kind of quantify and give feedback all the time on a really scalable basis. So you don't have to be just one of the pros or the pro team who has a team of people there analyzing. Anyone can kind of start to get access to this type of technology to get great feedback.
That is amazing, because I think as an athlete and as someone who's trying to improve yourself, this feedback is crucial. And a lot of people are actually putting a lot of money and time in going to coaches, going to different coaches, and not all coaches and players have a good relationship either. So it might be some biases and stuff like that. And some trainers like it when you have a big swing with a much spin, and others like it when you have a flat back and forehand. So getting the actual data is pretty amazing, actually, because then you can develop yourself also.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And I think we think that this is not going to replace coaches. This is giving a tool for coaches to be able to almost quantify what they are communicating to players, and to help them, both the players and the coaches, track their performance over time. So you can actually see if the coaching that you are giving or the coaching that you are getting is improving you, and if you are actually doing what's asked of you to make that technique different. So it's a fantastic kind of, I would say, tool for both players and coaches in that regard.
Yeah, that was also what I was thinking. It was first a coach tool, but I can see that a lot of people or players or athletes, they train a lot by themselves also. So having it to be able to actually look at your development, and did I also understand it right that you can put up all images or videos, so you can show old videos with new videos also and analyze it?
Yeah, we can take in video from a very wide range of sources, pretty much anything. So it could be video from a mobile phone, or it could be cameras that are starting to be mounted at the back of courts these days, or from broadcast. And we can basically take in that feed and analyze it straight away and send back all sorts of data. And the data can be all sorts of statistics around, how far I ran, and, heat maps and statistics on how many backhands and forehands and these kind of things. But then we really delve into these coaching scenarios, which is where we really see our distinct point of difference, which is focusing on technique analysis. So how my serve can compare to maybe Casper Ruud or other middle-aged women around the world, which might be more relevant for me, right?
Yeah.
And to then give this kind of analysis on how I could change my technique to be more like a particular gold standard. So it's really, that's what we see the power is here. And that can be integrated, as you say, like it can be used in coaching, but it can also be used in broadcasts, so that to kind of engage fans and help people around the world understand what different techniques are doing. And then it's also used, we're finding, in towards kind of product development for equipment like rackets and things like that, and recommendations. So it's really data that hasn't been available.
Yeah, because of course you can get recommendations on how stiff your racket will should be, or maybe it could balance up your game. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that regard, racket brands, producers have been producing ranges of rackets to suit different types of players, for many, many years. But it's always been very difficult for, I think, them to get a large source of data on different techniques to understand how people are playing from their product development side, but also to match players to the right racket. I mean, most consumers going in to buy a tennis racket today have no idea which racket they should buy, because there's so many weights and head sizes and tensions and all this stuff. It's a total nightmare. But this kind of technology can quite easily sort of analyze the basic technique, see the type of level, and give some sensible recommendations so that the player knows where to start when they're buying.
Sometimes I get asked this question: what racket should I use? You know, and I also say it's so independent. The kind of racket I like, maybe you hate, and it's not because the racket is bad. It's just because we have different techniques, different. So if you can get an objective recommendation from a software, it will be pretty much amazing, because I think it's so many things, as I said earlier, that the coaches or other players actually have their own biases. You know, I really like Babolat, or I really like Wilson, you know, and now it will be more about, no, you should have this racket because of this and that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of players have typically gone to, as you say, like a coach or a friend and asked them for recommendations. And those friends can, you know, maybe they are sponsored by that brand, which can make them a little subjective, or they're just used to, they have different preferences themselves. You know, I see a lot of cases where people end up buying like Roger Federer's racket, and they definitely shouldn't, right? Because they don't play like Roger Federer. I mean, who plays like Roger Federer, right? So it's
only in my mind.
Only in our minds do we play quite as well as him. So that's why we see that this kind of technology can kind of really help consumers make a sensible decision, and also can help racket brands and retailers to increase conversion rates, because it kind of eliminates a lot of the uncertainty in that buying journey.
Of course. Yeah. Only in my mind. So many times I've been playing like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. How far along have you come in your, how good is the product right now?
I mean, we are an early stage company, but we've been working on this technology for a while now. So it's really fantastic seeing it come to life. So we only launched SportAI, officially the company, at the end of 2023.
Okay, so it's quite fresh.
Yeah, fresh. But this technology has been developing over time, and we see that it's really possible now because of the advancements in AI technology in general. So when it comes to computer vision and machine learning. So we're taking in an incredible team of developers. We have got this technology now. We could have showed you here on a court at some stage.
Yeah, I definitely hope to get the chance one day.
Yeah, absolutely. Both for kind of, statistical analysis in games like paddle, but really into this technique analysis. We've come a long way within tennis, which is really where we see it as a great milestone. And here it can be integrated into kind of apps. So we've got like a demo app where you can see all the technology. But what we see is we typically deliver this or by integrations through to larger organizations who want to roll out their own coaching app, or integrate into broadcast so it can be brought to life to show the technique analysis and comparisons, maybe for Wimbledon one day, these kind of things.
I think that's a pretty good strategy for you also, because a lot of brands already have big apps, maybe already have trainers in the apps. And if they can get this kind of tool, it will increase your reach as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, an example of one of the customers that we've announced that we've taken on board is Matchy or Matchai. Depends on which market you're in and how you pronounce it, I think. But they're kind of, I think, one of the fastest growing racket sports platforms in the world. They're really well known for being the booking app across all the racket clubs, such as here at Nordic Paddle.
Yes.
And they also have what's called Matchy TV. So they today, I think the app, they have over 1 million users. They manage over 15,000 courts worldwide, and 2,000 of those courts are already camera enabled, which means that they've got a camera mounted at the back of the court. So as a Matchy user, you could perhaps go in and say, okay, I want to book that court. I also want to get the video of my game. And, soon you'll start to get some analysis on that video, or the option to get some analysis of that video powered by SportAI, which is really, really cool.
I can't wait. I've actually videotaped some of my matches and tried to analyze it a little bit by myself, and I can't wait to have a machine do it.
Yes, exactly. It makes it a lot quicker, a lot easier, and I would say quite a lot more accurate, probably.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Yes, we don't know. We don't know how accurate your analysis was. So
spot on every time.
I don't want to undermine your performance there.
No, I think I got a reality check on myself also by watching myself. So I think that's also good, because then you can see probably where you're standing wrong and in the court, and when you're hitting too hard, especially in paddle, that's a big problem. So, but I can't wait to have that kind of possibilities, because I want to improve, and I know that a lot of other people also want to improve.
Yeah, I think it's really making it sort of scalable so that so many more people can get access to this type of data, and both for kind of performance purposes, like we talk about that you want to improve your game and always want to get better, but also we see that a lot of this kind of data can drive a lot of kind of really engaging social sort of clips or highlights. So we can automatically clip what the longest rally was, or you can look at all the rallies with a smash. Maybe in the future there'll be bloopers. These kind of things can come out, which can be really fun and easy to share with friends and be social and make the sport even more engaging for people.
Yeah, I think that's a really fun part of it as well. Because at least all the people that I play with do it because they have fun.
Yes, it's
and
all about
we want
fun,
to share the experience of having fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not really just focused on the top elite athletes in the world here. We want this to be something that's really fun and engaging and valuable for players all around the world.
It's a very good concept and a vision that I 100% endorse.
Very good.
But what is it that has enabled you to actually take the leap now? Because I think that a lot of people have wanted to do this before you, and maybe you have competitors. Is there now, has AI come that far that it's now a really good shot to make it as a company?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the case. Like, I think if you look back some years, this technology wasn't possible. It wasn't available, and our team of engineers are very far along in using this computer vision, machine learning, combined with biomechanical analysis. So those are the kind of the three ingredients that make this a really strong USP for us. So I think it has come a long way from a technical standpoint. And then what's made it possible for us is I think that we are a team of co-founders that have really diverse backgrounds and bring a lot of different things into the mix here to be able to launch SportAI. So some of us are very sporty and commercial, and others are very technical. And it's that kind of combination, I think, that to bring a sports tech company to life, you kind of need all those sides.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and you need to have sports in the bottom of it. It needs to be in your DNA.
Needs to be in your blood.
Yeah. Fantastic. But how did you actually get into this with the AI? Did you work with it earlier, or is it something new?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I've been working with tech companies, I would say startup, scale-up tech companies that have come out of the Nordics for about 17 years now since I moved to Oslo.
It's so long.
Yeah, it's been so long. So I've been really in that tech community, and that's enabled me to both learn a lot about technologies, but also to build a network of people that are very strong and very smart and fantastic developers. So this kind of combination, myself and my co-founders, we basically could come together and play on these strengths and understand what this vision was and how we could bring it to market.
Yeah, I've been really amazed about what AI can do lately, and also how small the models, the AI models can be and still perform good tasks. I think we are in for a big revolution in many things.
Yeah, I think that's totally true. I think, so many people saw the power of ChatGPT coming out. And that was kind of like the game changer in a lot of people's minds, but it's just a beginning, right? There are so many applications that people haven't kind of yet had a chance to experience. And I think for us to do kind of, sports analysis and technique analysis within sports, it's a small and incredible piece of this puzzle, which we're really excited to be at the forefront of.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think the next 10 years, I think that we will find the use cases for AI. Until now, it's been a lot of fun, because of ChatGPT. You can use it for a lot of things, but getting it to actually do work and drive results, that's the thing I think that AI will do the next 10 years.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And I think in the sports side, our team has quite a lot of experience actually from the chess world. And we were lucky enough to have Magnus Carlsen come in as one of our early investors in the company. And I think, one of the reasons that he is investing, apart from being big into chess and loving these sports as well, he saw that in the chess world, they'd come a long way in using AI for training. And he saw, the same as we, that AI is going to be used more and more in training purposes and analysis purposes across all sports in the future. And that's part of our vision too.
Yeah, because what I'm amazed about AI often is the creativity it has. And usually we were taught that it doesn't have creativity, but I think it actually has really quite a lot of creativity. So I'm really excited to see what it will give of a prediction of how you should play your game after a while also, because it can see, okay, your strengths are this and that, and then you can get prediction of what you should do also.
Yeah, I think these technologies still require a lot of good data to come with good results. And for us, we're analyzing a lot of video all the time. We're working with great coaches, for example. We're talking to a lot of players. So it's really important to get the right feedbacks into these models, and that's what we're really reliant on. So for example, we work with one of the coaches we work with is Even Serval, and he's been working with Casper Ruud. He's been working with a lot of top players around the world, and it's fantastic to get that real world feedback, because that also is a way you train the models and learn from them.
Yeah, I would think that you should have real people actually also give feedback, because it's like having a reality check.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's super important. And we get feedback all the time. I give it feedback because, I get to, see the video of my serve being analyzed.
Yeah, that's
so it's an easy model in a way to be able to get feedback from. The more and more we scale it out, the more analysis happen and the more feedback we get from people, which is great.
Yeah. What kind of customers are you ideally looking for?
Yeah, so for us, we're a B2B company. So we kind of quite early identified.
That's business to business, for people wondering.
Sorry, business to business. So so we don't sell our own training app or something like that. We want to work with large businesses within the sports industries to enable them to bring digital solutions out. So we kind of early identified 3 core segments that we wanted to work with. One is within this like training facilities, federations, academy type groups. So these larger groups that have access to either a number of clubs or many players. And Match is an example of those, but it could also be, the tennis federations around the world. And they really want to have data behind their coaching and to be able to bring in new digital revenue streams. So sometimes it's difficult for clubs to be able to have revenue streams that are not totally reliant on that one court with that one coach on that 1 hour. And we see that this enables these coaches or clubs to actually bring data and offerings that can be not related to that 1 hour of court time, or can add on top of that. So that's one group. And then the second group is in towards equipment brands and retailers. So as we mentioned, these guys want more data and analysis to improve product development and to go into their product development. And that could be a racket brand, for example, or a shoe brand or whatever. But it's also to match the players to the right player to the right equipment for personalized equipment recommendations. And then the last group is really into the broadcast industry. So we see that there's interest to have new data, new analysis, new visualizations coming into broadcast or streaming. And that's something we can also enable.
Yeah, really cool. Because I think that this data analysis that comes, especially in football or in tennis, it's added value when you actually, because we look at sports for many hours during the year, and if we could add value to that, it would be really good.
Yeah, we think it's pretty engaging, and it's cool to be able to see and get that feedback and that data on what you can do to change, and it becomes very motivating for people to try and improve all the time and to understand more, and that's what's so great about this technology.
Yeah, computer vision.
Computer vision.
It's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Well, that's a technology that we haven't talked about in this podcast before. So I think how much has it improved the last 5 years?
I mean, it's improving at an incredible rate, and you're seeing kind of new use cases coming out and new teams adopting it and focusing it on solving new problems, right? So, we identified this problem of technique analysis being very sort of objective and unscalable. And then we take into use this type of technology with a really strong team of developers. And it's incredible what you can bring out when you link it into real world problems and working with a lot of industry players in the market. So it's incredible, and I think it's moving fast. So you're going to see more and more technologies rolling out.
I'm amazed almost every week from now. because last week was DeepSeek, and before that it was ChatGPT, and now
and now it's SportAI, my friend. Yeah, here we go.
Fantastic! Finally, something for me.
Yes, exactly. It's gonna revolutionize your game.
It needs that. So, yeah. Well, I think that we can wrap it up there. It was fantastic to talk to you, and the lights actually went off.
It's like it knew.
Lauren, it's been a blast. I wish you all the luck in the world. And where can people get a hold of you?
They can get hold of me at sportai.com. That's that name.
Yeah.
Or link in to me on LinkedIn. So it's been a pleasure to come here to see you and talk to you at Nordic Paddle, and hopefully we'll see you on the court soon.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
That's a wrap for today's episode. A huge thanks to Lauren Pedersen for sharing her insights on how AI is revolutionizing the sports training. If you want to learn more about SportAI, check out their website at sportai.com or connect with Lauren on LinkedIn. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who loves sports and tech. See you next time.